Andy writes, "Hey guys, I was just wondering if you could clarify something for me. With the recent announcement that Phil Lord and Chris Miller will be directing the Star Wars Anthology Han Solo spin-off, do you think that they will still be attached to The Flash in the animated Spider-Man movies? Both of these movies are scheduled for 2018, which would be when the next Star Wars Anthology movie after Rogue One would be due, although there is no confirmed date for the Han Solo movie."
Well, it's important to point out here that while there's been speculation and conjecture, Miller and Lord were never announced as director for those other films. They were never said, nobody ever said they were going to be directing the Spider-Man animated feature. Nobody ever said they were going to be directing anything else. They are directing the Star Wars Anthology film. We know that. Still, whether the writing and producing, that is time consuming, and that does seem like a lot to be on their plate to play any sort of significant role, which is what we heard. As far as I know, up until this point, they're still attached to everything, but I won't be surprised at all if within the next 4 to 5 weeks, we hear that they had to step off of something. I don't know, Schnepp, have you heard anything else, or how do you think this is going to play out?
I haven't heard anything, but yeah, it does seem like a lot of big tentpole movies to be involved in that are all happening at the same time. So I see them holding on to 2 out of those 3. And probably they'll drop The Flash, because it seems like Spider-Man being in the Marvel universe, being the Disney universe, crossover Star Wars works a little bit better for everybody. You know, it's almost in the same camp. And DC, Flash is the opposite spectrum. So I would say, if anything, they could hold on to like EP credits for The Flash and oversee it. Maybe they already have a first draft, or they could have pounded out a script and be like, "Bam, that's it." We'll polish it up.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, is that even if they don't totally step off the project, if it is like we're just going to step back and oversee it and basically slap our name on this and get all the residual dough that we get for being a part of this project technically, and maybe they oversee, they look at drafts of scripts, or maybe you're right, John, maybe they already had a draft in place. They're like, here you go, you punch it up and go make your stuff, but their focus is definitely going to be on directing the next Star Wars Anthology.
Speaking of The Flash, did you notice The Flash in Trainwreck? We saw Trainwreck last night. Did you notice The Flash in Trainwreck?
I noticed The Flash in Trainwreck.
He's the intern.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's The Flash.
Oh, wow.
That's DC's new. Yeah, that was Ezra Miller.
All right. Way to go, kid.